for more than 100 years, the Catholic Church has celebrated World Day of Migrants and Refugees. The celebration this year takes place on Sunday. The initiative aims at encouraging all Christians to address the issues posed by migration, including viewing refugees as an opportunity to put into practice the values of charity and mercy. EWTN News Rome Correspondent Colm Flynn joins us now. Colm, great to see you. So can you tell us about the Holy Father's theme for this year's World Day of Migrants and Refugees?
Yes, I can, and good evening, Tracy. Well, the Pope has released his message for this year's World Day of Migrants and Refugees, as you said, in the form of a statement and a video message. And in it, Pope Francis says he chose the theme and slogan, "Towards an even wider we." So what does this mean? Well, the Pope said that this coming Sunday, September the 26th, it will be an invitation for us to restore our human family. He poignantly said that we are all like grains of sand, all different, all unique, but together we can form a beautiful beach, a beautiful work of art. The Pope went on to say that we are all in the same boat together and we must do what we can to try and bring down the walls that divide us. He said we must become even more open and welcoming. He stressed that there should be no more others, but instead there should be one we, and we covers all of humanity. Also, Tracy, he talked about his encyclical Fratelli Tutti, where he expressed his concerns that when this pandemic passes, that the world wouldn't fall into what he calls forms of egotistic self-preservation. In other words, he hoped that there would be no more us and them and others, but simply one we, one family, moving towards an even wider we, the theme of this year's World Day of Refugees and Migrants.
And Colm, what more did the Holy Father have to say about the current global pandemic and being linked to the theme that he chose this year?
Well, Tracy, he spoke more deeply with references to the Bible about what the concept of we is and the modern understanding of the word we. He said that the world's understanding of the word today is broken and fragmented. He said it was wounded and disfigured. He said that this had become more evident during the global coronavirus pandemic. He then referred to the we in the Catholic Church, and he said that the idea of we in the Church was crumbling and cracking, in part due to what he called aggressive forms of nationalism and racial individualism. He said we must all aim for a church that is more Catholic, more faithful to being Catholic, and he quoted St. Paul, "There is one body and one spirit." He went on to say that the Church's Catholicity, her universality, must be embraced, and that the Holy Spirit enables us to embrace everyone. He said the current influx of migrants around the world can be seen as a new frontier for mission in the Church, a privileged opportunity to proclaim Jesus Christ. Those were his words.
And before I let you go, can you tell us about the history of World Day of Migrants and Refugees?
I can indeed, Tracy. Briefly, the Church marked the first celebration of the World Day of Migrants and Refugees in 1914 to express support and concern for people who are forced to flee their homes in different parts of the world. It's normally always on the last Sunday of September, and each year the Pope has used it as an opportunity to express concern and his fears for groups of vulnerable people who are on the move. It's an opportunity for the world to pray for them, but it is also an opportunity to raise awareness of their plight and the issues that these people face. And it brings the topic very much back into the headlines. Tracy?
Oh, Colm, thank you so much. Colm Flynn, EWTN News Rome Correspondent. Thanks again.
Thank you, Tracy.